When this man tried to downplay my motherfucking master's degree, that shit turned me off all the fucking way. He was talking about,
Child, have you ever been in a relationship where you feel like your man hates you? Now, I already posted the video of men exposing other men the signs of hate. Now, this is a combination of video of women actually telling their own stories and just showing the signs when their boyfriend or their partner are hating on them. I'm gonna be back with my commentary. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and let's get it.
when this man tried to downplay my motherfucking master's degree, that shit turned me off all the fucking way. He was talking about something, and I had said something about, while I'm talking to you, Y-O-U. He said, oh, I'm surprised you can spell. I said, well, damn, don't drop dead, Fred, when you find out I can get my fucking master's. He said, oh, they must be giving it out to anybody. I said, if they give it out to anybody, then why don't you have one yet? He said, oh, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. I'm not like you. I can't afford that. I said, well, clearly, they're not giving it to any and every fucking body because it's not in everybody's tax bracket, correct? It's from what you saying. Like, I don't know about y'all, but playing with my motherfucking achievements, making it seem like what I'm achieving is fucking easy and everybody can fucking do it. No, I do not think everybody can get their master's in fucking biology. No, I do not think a lot of people know how to name and fucking draw amino acids. So I'm sorry if that's something I'm not gonna let you fucking play with me about. So the last thing I'm gonna let anybody do is play me about a motherfucking degree that you bitches couldn't even possibly spell. Okay? Okay. Just saying.
If you want to know if that man hates you, literally just play We're Not Really Strangers. The game, buy it right now. I will not seriously date someone until we play that game. That's my new rule, okay? So this time last year, I was dating like this guy, whatever, and we played that game. One of the questions were, what's the first thing you noticed about me on our first date? You know, when I walked in, yes. He said, your silver jewelry. Not my eyes, not my smile, heck, my legs, I don't know. But my silver jewelry. Like, he could have said my kneecaps. He could have said my elbows that he liked. I don't even think he was referencing our first date. I think like that, in that moment of us playing the game, he was like, oh, what can I say? I continued to date him for 2 months after that, and that was my fault. Because at this point, you have to realize it's going to be Mr. Big or it's going to be Aiden. I want Aiden. But play it at your own risk because it can hurt your feelings. You will quickly realize if that man does not like you because he'll get so uncomfortable. There were some questions that were like genuinely good questions. He was like, these are kind of really deep. Like, I'm like, sir, we've already communicated and established that we're exclusively dating. Why do you have a problem with deep and serious questions? What are we doing here? On the other side of me, I feel like he was also just being genuinely dumb. Like, he low-key was like not the little, like, not all the way there. So I feel he's like, silver jewelry.
So y'all know that thread on Twitter when everyone was like talking about like, oh, when I started hating my girlfriend, whoop de whoop, blase blase. So I'm gonna tell my story time of how I realized my boyfriend like absolutely hated me. I did this like probably like a week or two ago, but like I don't know, I got reported for hate speech and bullying. I wonder who the fuck did that, bitch. It was probably him. But okay, throw back to like 2013, right? So let's throw it back to like 2013, right? Y'all remember when Ask.fm was popping? You could ask like whoever an anonymous question and you know, pop up, they answer it if they feel like it, right? So I just started getting like mad weird questions like, you know, you're a whore, you're a slut, you're ugly, just like mad stuff. And like, I would like genuinely be hurt about this. Like, I literally would go to my boyfriend and tell him like, oh my god, like there's someone on my Ask.fm like just saying mad crazy stuff. I was like 13 in 2013 or 12, something like that, or something. I was like 12, 13, 14, something. So I was like genuinely like really hurt. I was like battling depression back then. He knew this. I would like come to him for him to console me about it. Oh my god, like, who is this person? So my fucking spidey senses, you know, start tingling, and I'm like, let me try to log into this Ask.fm account. So I tried about 30 passwords. I finally got in. And why was he the one asking me the questions? You know, calling me a bitch and whore and a slut and just, you know, all these horrible things. Now, I don't remember what he said when I confronted him about it, but I was like, I remember cursing him out. I think I broke up with him for like a week. Then, I got back with him the next week and fucked him because I have no boundaries. And that is why men treated me like shit, like, most of my life. Because I just have no limits. Like, you could just use and abuse me and I'm still here. I'm not giving up that easy. But, this is when I was, like, dumb. I would never let something like that fly nowadays. That I'm, like, about to be 23. But, like, 10 years ago, yeah, I was just, like... And, unfortunately, like, the dummy I was, I continued to date him on and off for, like, 7 more years. So, definitely heal, work on them daddy issues, or you'll be dumb like me. But, like, the signs start early, ladies. So, like, don't just be blowing them off. Don't just blow them off, Like, the man, a man will really show you how much he hates you. Like, you just can't ignore it. Like, I was just ignoring. Like, he obviously wanted me to break up with... I don't know what he was trying to do. I think he wanted me to break up with him so he could be like, oh, you left me. Like, he was just waiting. But I wasn't giving up. I was dedicated. So, yeah, ladies, be smart, not slow. Because my IQ has to be fucking low.
There's a video on here where a creator is explaining the easiest way to tell if your man hates you is if he ruins your birthday. And that video triggered me because it's true. Like, with my ex-husband, every year without fail, on my birthday, he would find a reason to argue with me. Like, I've had so many birthdays with him to where I just spent the day in bed just feeling shattered, crying, just feeling shitty about myself. And there was this one year before we broke up, I wanted to see if he was really ruining my birthday on purpose, because I was just thinking, like, I actually, like, told him, I was like, I feel like every year something happens on my birthday, because it's just like, why is it a coincidence? And so that was before my birthday. So my birthday comes around, we had these plans, everything was set in motion. And so we get in the car the day of my birthday, we start pulling out the garage, and lo and behold, we didn't even pull out the parking lot yet. He starts arguing with me, and I just remember it was something very petty, and I really wasn't trying to, like, feed into the argument. And the guy starts punching on stuff in the car. He explodes. And all I remember is that the argument was something petty. It wasn't even anything big, but his actions were crazy, as if something major had happened. But then that solidified my suspicions that he was indeed messing my birthday up on purpose. He was doing it on purpose. And for that creator to say, that's a way to tell that your man hates you, I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it. Like, why? I just never understood why he would hate me. It's like, why?
So I'm not sure if anybody else has experienced this, but I'm going to talk about it. And if you have, leave a comment. And I'm basically just going to talk about the moment that I realized that my now ex-husband didn't love me. So throughout the whole course of our 2.5-year relationship and 2-year marriage, I'm just a very affectionate person. I always have been. That's just who I am. And I know now that I love very deeply. And like, it really didn't matter who it was, I would have treated them that way anyways, because I would have loved them. Well, anyways, so for the entirety of our relationship, I was very affectionate with my words and like actions. So I just remember, like, when I would tell my ex why I loved him or how much I loved him, I would talk about like the things about him that I loved, you know what I mean? So like, instead of I love your smile or I love your personality, it would be like, I love this specific thing about, like, the specific thing that you do, and here's why I love it, and etc., etc. So like I was just always really good at that, like using my words to express like my feelings or my love for other people. And for a long time I just thought that like he wasn't, you know what I mean, like he didn't I'm saying you know what I mean a lot. I'll try to stop. But anyways, he wasn't very affectionate with like his words. He did do a lot of acts of service, I guess you can say. And then I guess that's how I justified in my head why I wasn't receiving the vocal affirmations that I was wanting. And I remember like kind of towards the end of our marriage that I asked him, actually, I was like, what do you love about me? Because whenever like we would get into a fight, he would do this thing, as a lot of toxic people do, instead of like apologizing to you face to face and then acknowledging what they did and why they're not going to do it again and the steps they're going to take to ensure that. He would instead write me little like handwritten letters or just like text messages, and in it it would basically say like the same like few things every single time, and I kind of caught that pattern because there were too many notes. And it was always along the lines of like, I love how much you love me. I love how you take care of me. And it was basically just like a list of things that I was doing that he loved. So it wasn't like necessarily me. He never like complimented things about like my essence, my soul, my vibe, the things that I'm passionate about. And like, I just remember thinking that one day, I'm like, wow, like I shower you with affection and affirmations. You only are able to write them to me. What's up?
I hurt my knee.
Oh, dang it. You're cute. And he wouldn't even do that the way that I wanted. So after about like 2 years of that behavior, when I sat down and I questioned, I was like, do you like love anything about me? Like, can you tell me things about me that you love, not things that I do for you? And he couldn't even answer that. And I just remember like feeling so defeated because I'm like, wow, he doesn't even really know me. Like he doesn't love the things about me that I would love about me. You know, he loves the things that I do for him, which is classic narcissistic behavior. They have to hold on to you because they know that no one else is going to treat them as good as you do, because you are the embodiment of love. That's such a common thing that I hear from like my exes, is they like when they would compare me to their exes, they would just tell me how much they loved how I was so much more affectionate than their other partner. And I used to think it was just because, like, you know, back in my not so very girl days, I used to think it was just because, you know, they were bitches and mean and like didn't know how to show love and et cetera, et cetera. And I know now maybe that wasn't the case, but it's just like, I just want someone to love me the way that I do. And I realized that he was never going to be able to do that. So yeah, I think it was like just after that moment I had that realization, and probably wasn't like very soon after when shit really hit the fan and we ended up apart.
Ooh, women, I feel like this is the time to sip this tea, okay? Sip this tea, sis, and make sure you guys figure out the signs and see the red flags that you are observing in your relationship, and figure out if that man is actually for you, if he's actually hates you or not. Okay, now let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and let me know, would you call your man out if you figure out that he's hating on you? And what would you do in a situation that you guys are already married? Would you divorce because of that? Or would you try to mend things? Right? Because it's like that would be a whole different situation. So let me know what you guys think in the description down below, in the comments. Like, subscribe, and let's get it.